And now I'm going to ask Ashley Hall if she would come up. And Ashley is a current participant in our Women and Children Succeeding program. And she shared with us at our auction this year, and I did not get it videoed, and I could have shot myself because she did a fabulous job. So I said, Ashley, you're not off the hook. I need you one more time because I got to get you on camera. So she agreed to come up and share with us.
How do you put into words how a specific person or a defining moment has impacted your life in a tremendously significant way? That is the question that floats through my mind when someone asks me how my life has changed in the past year. Christy King Brock always asks me to say something I'm sure she's hoping will be profound whenever she does a tour of the new Women and Children Succeeding Cottage. And I freeze every dang time. Because I can never think of a sentence that will be good enough to explain AIM's impact on my life. By now, I think Christy knows I won't embarrass myself too bad if I can write things down ahead of time. I want to share my story of how I came to the WAX program, what this program has done for me, and where I'm going. And although I was able to think about what I would say today, I'm sure I could never reflect just how much this program means to me. Let's start with a little background. I'm 31 years old. I've been married since I was 17, and I have two awesome boys. I grew up in a lower middle class family right here in Anderson, South Carolina, and I'm the youngest of 5 children. I was never pushed, nor did I ever think it was possible for me to go to college. I had the mentality that higher education was only for the wealthy or the super smart, and I did not fit into either of those categories. My parents' only educational ambition was for us to graduate from high school, which we all did. Education was something that was valued, but college was just not attainable for someone like me. As I said, I married my husband when I was just 17. 14 years ago as of yesterday. This seemed like the right thing to do since I had accomplished my educational expectations. It seemed like the next step I should take in life. Now don't get me wrong, my husband is my best friend, and he's been my biggest supporter. I truly feel like he is my soulmate and wouldn't trade a minute of time we've shared. His life has been so much harder than mine, and I'm blessed to have him in my life. Although there are a lot of things I would do differently in my life if I could, ultimately I know God has allowed me to go down the path that I chose for a reason. I could go on and on about the mistakes I've made and the bad choices that have kept my family and I in poverty, but today I would rather talk about how my life is changing. In the fall of 2010, my husband's business took a turn for the worse, and he was without work for 4 months straight with no hope of anything to come. Up until this point, we had always struggled, but we never had to face difficulties this intense. We were faced with decisions we hadn't had to make before. Swallow your pride, or let your children go without food. Ask someone for help, or become homeless. So we humbled ourselves and we did what we had to do. We asked for help. We heard there was a local organization called Anderson Interfaith Ministries that had a food pantry. So we started there. They helped us get on food stamps and they gave us a few meals. This moment in time was embarrassing and humbling, but it was a time in my life I can never thank God enough for. These events caused me to cry out to God and ask Him to show me how to change our circumstances. It was a defining moment for me. In January 2011, after a lot of prayer and consideration, I realized the only way for my circumstances to change was for me to be proactive and to make them change. I would never again let my family be put into this situation. I felt responsible because I could not help my family financially. I knew what I had to do. I had to go back to school. So I enrolled myself into Tri-County Technical College, but I had one slight problem. What was I going to do with my 2-year-old Joel while I was in school? I didn't know the answer to this yet, but I was determined that that would not hold me back. I called around and I found the cheapest daycare I could find that would take him part-time. And I scheduled my classes so that I would only be gone for a few hours 3 days a week, and the rest of my classes would be online. I was confident God would make a way for me to pay for it. Before classes began, the director of the daycare mentioned that she thought AIM had a program for mothers in my situation. I was familiar with AIM only because of the food they had helped us with just a few months before that. So I took them an application the next day, only to find out they had all the girls they were going to take for the semester. And I was devastated. My only glimmer of hope was fading. I cried all the way home because I know Joel couldn't go to daycare. I simply didn't have the money to pay for it. So I started school with my mother, who was handicapped, watching him for those few hours while I attended classes. I knew that could not continue, and I began doubting my decision. But God is faithful, and His promises are true. Miracles do happen, and prayers do get heard. After 2 weeks, I got a phone call from Miss Judy that a spot had become available in the program and that they would like to interview me. Within the week, Joel was in daycare, and I cried again. But this time, I cried because I knew God had shown me favor. That is how my journey begins. Out of the ashes of despair, I was placed without a doubt on the road I was meant to be on all along. I cannot begin to put into words what this program has done for me financially, emotionally, and spiritually. It's so much more than the child care they provide, the bills they've helped pay, or the many necessities they have given my family. AIM gave me my hope back, and for that I can never thank them enough. One of the most important things they have given me is the many positive relationships that I now have, including the relationship with my mentor. Her encouragement and friendship has helped me to have more confidence in myself, not only as a student, but as a wife, a mother, and a woman. She has encouraged me to work harder and to always strive for balance in my life. I only hope I can be as awesome as she is one day. I'm continually amazed at the genuine spirit of kindness, generosity, and love that has been shown by everyone I have met through AIM, and also my church family at First Presbyterian Church. I have gained many friendships I hope will last a lifetime, including my fellow WAC sisters, who continue to inspire me to be more than what I am, with their strength, their struggles, and their triumphs. This fall, I have continued my journey at Clemson University. Every day that I step on campus, I say a prayer and thank God for the opportunity of a better life for my family. Attending Clemson is something that I never thought was possible. I really struggled with even applying to go there because I still had a hard time grasping my worthiness of higher education. There are a few people that have helped me to change that perspective, and I would like to take a moment to thank them. First, I would like to thank Christy for being exactly who God called her to be. Without your vision, my life would have never been changed. You are my hero. I would like to thank Alexandra Heyman for pushing me to apply to Clemson, Miss Judy for her constant prayers, and my mentor and friend Martha Burris for encouraging me to take things one contraction at a time. I am learning to push past my insecurities and own who I am, but that would not be possible without the support of these women and this program. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I know I'm heading in the right direction. I'm excited about the possibilities of my future, and I'm honored to be a part of the WAX program. I encourage you, if you have not already, to get involved with AIM in the WAX program. Whether you give with your time, your talent, your money, or your prayers, you will make a difference and help to change someone's life. Thank you, and go Tigers.